The stars were calm that night, but the silence felt heavy. Commander Alex Carter stood on the bridge of the human starship Resolute, watching the endless black dotted with distant lights. Humanity had always looked at the galaxy with curiosity, but now it was being watched back. The war between the Krillari and the Vorthon was spreading fast, and humans, for the first time, were in the middle of it. The Krillari were a proud and arrogant empire, their ships large and heavily armed. The Vorthon were clever, disciplined, and ruthless, their fleets moving like a single organism across the battlefield. Both empires thought humans were weak, small, and insignificant. They had no reason to believe Earth would interfere in their war. That assumption would soon change. "Commander," said Lieutenant Maya Singh, Alex's second-in-command, "we're receiving a distress signal from Outpost Echo on the edge of Krillari territory. It's bad. Civilians trapped. Supplies destroyed." Alex's jaw tightened. "Show me the location." The holographic map lit up in front of him. Tiny red dots marked destroyed structures, and faint blue signals showed survivors trying to hide. The outpost had been considered safe because humans had avoided military zones. Now it was a trap. "They didn't expect anyone to intervene," Alex said. "And that's their mistake." Maya glanced at him. "The Council has issued orders. No engagement. They want us to stay out of the conflict." Alex shook his head slowly. "We don't abandon our people. That's not who we are." He paused. "Get me a flight plan." "We're going in." On Earth, the Galactic Council debated the same problem. Humanity was small compared to the Krillari and Vorthon fleets. Intervening could mean war. But Commander Carter's message was clear. Human lives were at risk, and humans had always protected each other. Diplomacy could wait. By the time the Resolute reached the outskirts of the Krillari sector, scouts had reported the outpost's destruction. Smoke and fire spread through the station's small buildings. Civilians were hiding in damaged shelters, surrounded by alien troops who had not yet realized a human fleet was on its way. Alex gathered his officers. "Listen carefully. We're not here to start a war. We are here to save people. That is our priority. But if anyone attacks us, we respond. Understand?" "Yes, Commander," the officers replied in unison. The human fleet moved fast. Unlike the alien empires, humans used small, agile ships capable of surprising speed and sudden maneuvers. The Krillari and Vorthon had never seen this kind of fleet coordination. They thought humans would avoid the fight entirely, but the humans were already in their midst. As they approached Outpost Echo, Alex saw the first signs of the chaos. Krillari patrols were scanning the area, unaware that human ships had already blocked escape routes. With a single command, the human fighters swooped in, disabling weapons and creating a protective shield around the civilians. "Begin the evacuation," Alex ordered. "Keep civilians together. Use non-lethal force only." Human pilots moved like a well-trained swarm, surprising the aliens at every turn. Their tactics were unconventional. Where the Krillari expected frontal attacks, the humans struck from unexpected angles. Where the Vorthon counted on precise coordination, humans used speed, improvisation, and teamwork to outmaneuver them. In one daring maneuver, Lieutenant Singh piloted her fighter through a narrow canyon of debris to reach a group of trapped civilians. She fired a pulse beam that disabled nearby enemy drones without harming the shelter. Civilians rushed into waiting transport ships, their fear slowly turning into hope. Alex monitored everything from the Resolute. His eyes narrowed as he watched the enemy commanders communicate frantic orders across the battlefield. The aliens had underestimated humans. They were learning, but too late. Suddenly, a young Krillari officer appeared on the bridge's main screen. Her eyes were wide with surprise. "Commander Carter, why are humans here? You should not have entered our war." Alex leaned forward, voice calm but firm. "Because we don't leave our people behind. Civilians have the right to safety no matter who fights around them. Humanity is not afraid to act when it must." The Krillari officer stared, disbelief clear. "You are insignificant. You cannot change the outcome. Leave now." Alex's lips curled into a small smile. "We're already here, and we will not leave until everyone is safe." As the evacuation continued, human ships used their agility to shield the civilians. The aliens tried to retaliate, but their attacks were clumsy against the humans' unpredictable tactics. Small victories stacked quickly. A few well-placed maneuvers disrupted supply lines and forced alien forces to retreat temporarily. By the time the last group of civilians boarded the transports, Alex's fleet had already disabled several enemy ships. The Krillari and Vorthon realized for the first time that humans were not passive observers. They were a force capable of action, strategy, and courage. Alex watched the last transport jump to safety. Relief mixed with determination. This was only the beginning. Humanity had sent a message. Humans were not weak. Humans would not stay out of wars that threatened their people, and they would prove it. "Commander," Lieutenant Singh said softly, "they're starting to respond. Fleets from both sides are converging on our location." Alex's eyes shone with resolve. "Let them come. If they think humans are easy targets, they are wrong. Humanity fights when it must, and we will always fight smart." The stars around them seemed to pulse with anticipation. The galaxy had long underestimated humans. That mistake was about to cost the Krillari and the Vorthon dearly. And for the first time, humanity's presence in galactic war was undeniable. The human fleet moved deeper into the war zone, weaving between asteroid fields and shattered moons. The Krillari and Vorthon were still trying to comprehend what they had witnessed at Outpost Echo. Humans were not supposed to intervene, but now they were in the middle of the battlefield, saving civilians, disrupting supply lines, and showing a boldness no one had expected. Commander Alex Carter stood on the bridge of the Resolute, eyes scanning the holographic displays. "Keep formation tight," he ordered. "We move fast, we hit hard, and we protect our people first. Civilians come before warships," Lieutenant Maya Singh nodded. "Sensors show multiple enemy fleets converging ahead. They don't know how to handle us yet." Alex allowed himself a small smile. That was the advantage humans had. Creativity. The alien fleets were massive, but their strategies were predictable. Humans were unpredictable, willing to adapt in ways alien commanders had never seen. As the fleet advanced, a group of Vorthon ships appeared from behind a dense asteroid cluster. Their weapons glowed with deadly energy, and their formation suggested a trap. But Alex had anticipated it. "Split into two groups," he said. "Team A draws them forward. Team B takes the flanks. Focus on disabling, not destroying. We want to survive and show them we're clever, not reckless." The plan was risky. The human ships were smaller and less armored than the alien vessels. If miscalculated, they could be destroyed. But human pilots thrived on risk. They relied on intuition, improvisation, and teamwork, qualities that no alien strategy could predict. Lieutenant Singh's fighter swooped through the asteroid cluster, drawing the Vorthon forward. Alex's ship circled around, firing precise energy pulses that jammed enemy shields without harming their hulls. Confusion rippled through the alien formations. Communication between their ships faltered. "Commander," said Ensign Raoul, monitoring the enemy fleet. "They're adjusting too slowly. Our tactics are working." Alex nodded. "Good, keep pressure, but no reckless moves. We save civilians first, win battle second." In the midst of the skirmish, human engineers aboard the Resolute remotely hacked a Krillari command ship. The alien crew struggled as their weapons and navigation systems were temporarily disabled. The human fleet took advantage, moving through the chaos to rescue another stranded colony. Children and families huddled inside damaged shelters, terrified but hopeful as human ships appeared overhead. "Get them out," Alex shouted. "Everyone aboard. Move fast." Pilots danced between enemy fire, shielding transports with energy fields and small fighters. Every maneuver was precise yet unpredictable. The Krillari and Vorthon were powerful, but they lacked one thing humans had: flexibility. A human pilot could change plans in an instant, while the alien fleets were rigid and disciplined. During the chaos, Alex noticed a young Vorthon commander observing him through a communications channel. Her name was Zara, and unlike her peers, she was curious rather than arrogant. "Why do you fight like this?" she asked. "Your species is small. You cannot win." Alex's voice was calm. "Winning is not always about numbers. It is about protecting those who cannot protect themselves, and humans are never afraid to act when they must." Zara studied him for a long moment. There was something different about humans. They did not fear, yet they did not seek pointless glory. They adapted. They fought for survival and for others. By the time the civilians were safely aboard transports, the human fleet had disrupted both enemy forces significantly. Small skirmishes had grown into larger confusion. Alien commanders realized that the humans were more than just a minor annoyance. They were a force to reckon with. Alex looked at the display, seeing enemy ships retreat and regroup. "This is only the beginning," he said to his officers. "They will come at us with everything they have next. We have to be ready." Maya Singh nodded. "They'll underestimate us again. That's our advantage. We fight smart, not hard. Use their arrogance against them." The humans moved toward a nearby star system which both alien empires had been contesting for months. It was rich in resources, a critical point in the war, and humans could not ignore the civilians trapped there. The moment they arrived, more alien ships appeared, this time larger and more organized. Alex took a deep breath. "This is what they think will scare us. It won't. We survive by thinking, not by sheer firepower. Spread out. Take the high ground near the asteroid belts. Make them chase shadows." The humans executed their plan perfectly. Vorthan ships pursued decoy fighters, while human engineers remotely disrupted alien navigation. Krillari ships tried to flank only to run into carefully planned traps. Every move humans made was calculated yet unpredictable. Their creativity became a weapon as sharp as any laser cannon. During one close battle, a young human pilot, Captain Elena Ruiz, guided a group of civilians through a narrow field of asteroid debris. Enemy ships fired continuously, but she twisted and turned with skill no alien pilot could match. She shouted instructions through the comms. "Hold steady. Keep close. We're almost through." With a final burst of speed, the transport group reached safety. Families cheered, but Alex knew the real fight was still ahead. The alien empires had underestimated humans once. Next time, they would come prepared. As night fell across the system, the Resolute hovered above the battlefield. Alex gathered his officers. "They thought we would stay out of their war," he said quietly. "But we've shown them humans are not weak. We are not insignificant, and we will not stop here. Humanity is only beginning to make its mark on this galaxy." Outside, the stars were quiet once more. But the calm was temporary. Alien fleets would regroup, and the real battle was coming. Humans had proven themselves clever, courageous, and relentless. They had saved lives, disrupted powerful empires, and made the galaxy take notice. Commander Alex Carter looked out into the darkness, feeling both pride and anticipation. Humanity had entered the war not as victims, but as players. The Krillari and Vorthan had been warned. Underestimating humans was a mistake they would not forget. The galaxy was about to learn a lesson. Humans fight differently. They fight smart. They fight for life, not for conquest. And when humans fight, they leave a mark that even the most powerful cannot ignore. The human fleet had grown confident, but Commander Alex Carter knew the real test was ahead. The Krillari and Vorthan had regrouped, combining their forces in a massive strike. Thousands of alien ships moved in perfect formation, their weapons glowing with deadly energy. This time, they would not underestimate humanity. Alex stood on the bridge of the Resolute, gripping the edge of the console. "Listen carefully," he said to his officers. "They outnumber us 10-1, but they are predictable. We use their arrogance against them. Civilians must remain safe. Every human ship fights smart. Every human ship fights together." Lieutenant Maya Singh nodded. "We've prepared for this. It's our advantage. They expect fear. We give them strategy." The human fleet moved into position near a dense asteroid belt. The aliens followed, confident in their superior numbers. But humans had prepared. Energy jammers were hidden among the asteroids. Decoy drones moved like real ships. Every maneuver was calculated to confuse and divide the enemy forces. "Engage," Alex commanded. The battle began with a sudden strike. Human ships darted between asteroids, firing short pulses that disrupted alien shields. Confused, the Krillari and Vorthan collided with debris or each other. Their formations broke apart, just as Alex had predicted. Captain Elena Ruiz led a small squadron into the heart of the enemy fleet. Using narrow gaps in asteroid clusters, they disabled weapons on key alien command ships without destroying them. Panic spread among the aliens. For the first time, they realized humans were not just clever, they were dangerous. On the Resolute, Alex coordinated the fleet with precision. Focus on disruption, not destruction. Confuse them, divide them, make them hesitate. Every second we gain protects civilians and gives us an advantage. Amid the chaos, civilians trapped on nearby colonies were being evacuated. Transport ships moved through narrow asteroid channels shielded by human fighters. Families cheered as they passed the debris field safely, their hope restored by the skill and courage of humans. Zara, the young Vorthon commander, watched in disbelief. "These humans," she muttered over her comms, "they are nothing like us. They fight with heart, with intelligence, not just weapons." Alex noticed her observation through intercepted communications. He smiled slightly. "They'll remember this lesson," he said. "All of them." The battle reached its peak when the combined alien fleet attempted a direct assault on the human command ships. Hundreds of alien vessels fired simultaneously, energy beams cutting through the void. But human ships moved unpredictably, twisting and dodging using their smaller size to their advantage. Shields flickered but held. "Prepare the flanking teams," Alex ordered. "This is our moment." Human squadrons split, approaching from unexpected directions. Some ships created energy illusions, making the aliens think there were more humans than actually existed. Others used short bursts of speed to disable enemy weapons. Confusion turned into chaos, and chaos turned into opportunity. In the middle of the battle, Alex led a daring strike team toward the central command ships of the alien fleets. Using rapid maneuvers and hacking tools, they disrupted enemy communications, causing alien ships to turn on each other accidentally. Energy beams crossed in every direction as the massive fleet struggled to coordinate. The humans pressed their advantage, saving more civilians and capturing critical positions. The aliens, shocked by the humans' audacity, began retreating to avoid total destruction. The battle that was meant to crush humanity had instead exposed the weaknesses of the two most powerful empires. Finally, after hours of fighting, the Resolute and the human fleet pulled back slightly, maintaining a protective perimeter around evacuated civilians. The stars above the battlefield were quiet again, but the silence was now one of respect, from humans and from aliens alike. Alex surveyed the damage. Both alien fleets had lost ships, supplies, and morale. Humans had not only survived, they had changed the course of the war. Humankind's courage, intelligence, and teamwork had proven more powerful than the aliens' numbers and weapons. "Commander," Lieutenant Singh said, "they're sending a message. The Krillari and Vorthon, they want to negotiate. They've never done this before." Alex nodded. "Then we've made our point. Humanity is not to be underestimated. They expected us to stay out of their war, and we proved them wrong." The message from the alien empires was clear. Humans had earned recognition, respect, and a place in galactic affairs. They were no longer the weak observers in the shadows. They had acted decisively, saved lives, and shown that intelligence, courage, and unity could triumph even against overwhelming odds. As the human fleet jumped out of the system to regroup, Alex reflected on the battle. "We fight differently," he said to his officers. "We fight smart, for life, for others, for survival. That is why humans win. Not because of numbers, but because we do what is right and do it together." Back on Earth, news of humanity's actions spread quickly. The world watched in awe as Commander Alex Carter and his fleet had not only saved civilians but also challenged two of the most powerful empires in the galaxy. Humanity's reputation had changed forever. The Krillari and Vorthon, once arrogant and dismissive, now regarded humans with caution, and perhaps a little fear. They had learned that humans could not be ignored, that humans would fight for what they valued, and that humans could turn the tide of even the most hopeless battles. For Alex and his crew, the victory was more than strategic. It was personal. They had saved innocent lives, proven the strength of humanity, and set a new standard for what humans could achieve in the galaxy. And as the stars stretched out before them, endless and full of possibility, Alex knew one thing for certain. Humanity had only just begun to make its mark among the stars. No empire, no alien force would ever assume humans were insignificant again. The galaxy had learned a vital lesson that day. Humans fight differently. They fight smart. They fight together. And when they fight, even the most powerful cannot ignore them. The stars were silent now, but they were also watching, and humanity was ready for whatever came next.